Good morning, Tigers, and welcome to another week of Tiger Talk.
Senior pictures are coming up for the class of 2024 next Tuesday on December 12th.
Seniors are allowed to dress down on that day, and the picture will be taken and going into the yearbook.
Make sure to turn in your picture day forms to your advisory teacher, along with the payments by the 12th.
Environmental activist Wawa Gathiru just visit SMSA throughout the youth forum. Here's Davian getting some of his questions answered by Wawa.
Hi, my name is Davian Figueroa. I'm here with Wawa Gathiru, who is an environmental justice warrior, Rhodes Scholar, and founder of Black Girl Environmental. How you doing today?
I'm doing so good. How are you?
I'm good, a little nervous.
Don't be. I'm nervous. We can be nervous together.
So, when becoming an activist, how did you feel doing it and coming about it?
Yeah, so honestly, I didn't realize that people were calling me an activist until a couple of years ago, where I'd like come and talk to people and they're like, "Oh, you're an activist," and I was like, "I mean, I guess so." So it was kind of accidental. I think I kind of fell into it. I work in the climate change advocacy activist space, and the reason why I decided I wanted to do that work is because I was realizing that the climate crisis was like the biggest issue of all time, and it was disproportionately impacting communities of color and communities in geographies around the world that are under-resourced and are being extracted from. And so I guess like activism just found me as a young person that was frustrated with the circumstances of the world and didn't want to just sit back and watch it happen.
So when you're going to some of these different schools and you see their some of the students' mindsets on activism and climate change and all that type of stuff, what do you have to say to them, and how would you project to them why it's so important and why we need to actually do something?
Yeah, so I think what's so interesting is I talk to a lot of different people. I talk to high schoolers, college students. I talk to people that are running businesses and they're in their 50s and 60s, and honestly the same concern comes up. People go, understandably, this issue is so big, I don't know where I fit in. And this is where I'm just really passionate about sharing my story, but also just sharing the idea and concept and truth that every individual person does have a role to play for climate advocacy, but also advocacy around just making our world better by using our unique voices, our unique spheres of influence, and our unique talents. We all have something to bring to the table, and when we all come together into the collective, that's when we can really mobilize movements, and movements can be successful. So I think oftentimes we spend a lot of time thinking that pitting individual action against collective action, and the reality is that collective action is just a whole bunch of individual action coming together. So I think being able to say I want to be a part of it and figuring out how we're best useful is a great way for people to navigate that.
That's good. I like that. So how has networking helped you build your status as an activist?
Oh, networking. That term is just so, we keep going? So networking is such an interesting term. I don't like the word networking because it makes me feel really, I'm a shy girly. I'm an introvert. And so, growing up, I'd hear the term networking and I'd be like, I don't know how to go into a space and just kind of put myself on. I see it more as networking. If I'm in a networking space, I just want to build relationships with people. That's really the lifeline of, advocacy. It's relationship building. We're able to do community actions. We're able to mobilize and build power because of trust, and that comes from being able to be in relationship with people and getting to know people without being extractive. And I think it goes right back to the climate crisis. How could I, as a climate activist or advocate, want to, be in extractive relationship with people when the very systems that led us into the climate crisis in the first place have been systems of extraction, extracting from the earth, extracting from people. Instead, I want to be in community with people. I want to see someone for who they are. I want to like learn your name. I want to hear your story. I want to like be able to relate to you and vice versa. And so I feel like that mindset has been really helpful for me, and I think a lot of where I am today is because of all the beautiful relationships I've gotten to make with so many different people I thought I'd never meet, and then also just random people I meet. You know, I think like sometimes there's this pressure to like, you know, almost like put people on a hierarchy, like this person is deserving of me trying to network with them and this person isn't. Everybody brings something different to the table. The best advice I've gotten from people have been like the most random things. I'll be on the train, I'm sitting next to someone, and I'm like, we'll just have a random conversation, and I walk away and I'm like, wow, I never thought of it that way. And it's just like, you know, so I think like, yeah, kind of moving away from like an extractive understanding of networking and really understanding that all people have something to offer, and we all have a lot to offer to everybody is a good one.
So like sometimes the little things they like hold into like a bigger cause, and they all ties in together somehow. Thank you, Wawa, for your valuable insight and coming here to doing this interview with the studio. I really enjoyed it, and I do appreciate it a lot.
Thank you. I'm excited and really honored I got to talk to you.
Thank you.
Today's fundraiser event is coming up soon. Here's NHS Vice President Valerie with some more information.
The Pie in the Face fundraiser has been moved to the 22nd of December, and the advisory that raises the most money will have the opportunity to pie the 3 unlucky winners in the face, along with 2 special guests. The staff members in the running are Ms. Ambrose, Ms. Houlihan, Mr. Graham, Mr. Erickson, Mr. Galati, Ms. Zamorsky, and Mr. Sabota. Eligibility guidelines for the event, such as having a 1.7 GPA with no more than 1 F, no more than 5 accumulated days of ISS or OSS, and no more than 5 unverified absences will be applied to marking period 1. 75% of the proceeds will be going to the Sandy Hook Promise Foundation, and the rest will go to the NHS. For any questions, contact Ms. Gomez or myself, Valerie Rosa San Clemente.
That's all for today. Have a great weekend and stay tuned for next week.